Advocacy groups held a demonstration at Beemer Park in central Hamilton today after several encampments were dismantled in the past couple of days. They're frustrated that the city is displacing these residents without any plans for the future. Manesa Dhanabalan has the latest.
Advocates and supporters were at Beemer Park after Hamilton police gave these residents living in encampments just 2 hours to gather their things and leave yesterday.
There was one encampment resident who opted not to leave. His name is John. He's an Indigenous man, 6 Nations, and he's been houseless for 2 years, waiting for housing supports.
The Hamilton Encampment Support Network says the city is displacing these residents without giving them an option of where to go or any future plans. This is where 2 tents used to be before they were dismantled.
So this narrative that the city puts forward of support is a false narrative. Housing wait lists, as we know, are in the thousands. People have often been waiting 4 or 5 years, if not longer, to actually access affordable housing.
Mike Woods says this situation is only going to get worse and that the city needs to focus on how they can protect people from being evicted.
We see the rent evictions, different things happening in the city that's pushing people to the brink of unaffordability. The prices of rents are too high. The city's not building enough affordable housing to increase and come up with the capacity that we need.
Hamilton City Councillor Jason Farr agrees that there is a housing issue, but he says it's happening across the country, not just here.
If anyone was paying half attention to this federal election, housing was a major priority, and the crisis has been identified by every level of government.
He says dozens of homeless individuals are coming to Hamilton who aren't from the region, which is part of the problem why shelters are so full.
The reality is we do outreach every day. We do outreach better than any city. Sometimes you do outreach with homeless individuals that have a preference to stay in the tents, particularly in the warmer months. We don't really talk a lot about this when winter comes, do we?
Farr says the city is working on affordable housing, but Woods says sometimes it's not truly affordable for everyone.
Affordable housing needs to be at 30% or less of the person's income.
If you're going to support people, that means leaving encampments alone if you can't house them until you can.
The Hamilton Encampment Support Network says they'll stay here all night in case officers return. One of the Indigenous encampment residents we spoke about earlier says that Black and Indigenous people are overrepresented in encampments across Turtle Island and that their choice to stay at encampments should be respected. Back to you.